Episode 73. Han Li listened, and though he was quite disappointed, he wasn't exactly surprised. After all, the yellow dragon pill and golden marrow pill were merely supreme medicines of the mortal world. They might be miraculous elixirs for ordinary people, but for a cultivator, they truly fell short. Since the other party wasn't interested, Han Li saw no reason to linger. He reached out to take the porcelain bottle back.
Well, even if this pill is a bit lacking, if you had a few more bottles, I'd trade with you.
The young man suddenly spoke up, looking genuinely sorry. Han Li's outstretched arm instantly snapped back upon hearing the young man's words.
Did I ever say I only had these 2 bottles?
You have more?
Of course. But if you want too much, I'll have to reconsider this deal.
Perfect. I don't need too much, just 3 more bottles will do. This is enough to let me break through my bottleneck in no time.
The young man's demeanor shifted dramatically, his earlier coldness melting away into palpable excitement. It's no wonder. Who would be willing to trade away a pill that can solidify one's foundation and advance their cultivation? I don't even have enough for myself. Even though Han Li's yellow dragon pills and golden marrow pills weren't considered top-grade elixirs for a cultivator, their sheer quantity was enough to push this fellow who had been stuck at the peak of the 9th layer for ages right through to the 10th. But only someone like Han Li, who treats these pills like spirit stones, would be willing to trade them away. Han Li stroked his chin, putting on a show of being,
That many? You want to trade away all the medicine you have on you?
That's not asking too much, you know? It's a high-grade spirit talisman after all. Just think about it. With this talisman on you, if you run into any danger, you can take to the skies and get far away in an instant. And as long as its spiritual chi doesn't run out, you can use it over and over again. It's a very practical talisman.
Seeing that Han Li could actually produce the required pill, the young man's smile, delighted, grew even wider. He extolled the virtues of the flight talisman with great enthusiasm, afraid Han Li would change his mind and back out of the deal. An exchange would be acceptable. And throw in that stack of talisman paper as a sweetener, plus that book. Seeing that the other party truly wanted to trade for his pill, Han Li pointed without ceremony at a stack of blank talisman paper and a tattered, incomplete primer on basic incantations on the stall, and said. The young man was taken aback for a moment, but seeing that Han Li was only pointing at some low-grade talisman paper and a useless spell book that would never sell, his heart swelled with joy. He agreed immediately. Han Li flipped through the old book. It contains the most basic primary incantations, with 7 or 8 low-tier spells and 1 primary mid-tier earth manipulation technique recorded inside. To other cultivators, a book like this would be worthless. But for Han Li, it was perfect. He was exactly lacking these foundational spell techniques. The stalls up ahead did sell books of that kind, and they were better and more complete, but their prices were shockingly high. After acquiring these items, Han Li felt a bit weary and had no desire to continue his idle stroll. He left the square directly and headed toward the cluster of pavilions. As Han Li stepped inside these palace-like structures, he realized they were constructed from extremely rare copperwood and massive blocks of bluestone. Not only was each pavilion exquisitely built, adorned with carvings of dragons and phoenixes, but there was also a faint, discernible display of spiritual energy fluctuations around each building. So this must be the restriction spell Priest Qingwen mentioned. Han Li circled around and finally located the pavilion. But when he was still several yards from his target, he suddenly felt as if he'd run into something. Then an invisible, immense force shoved him back, pushing him several stumbling steps away.
It seems there's so much I don't know about the world of cultivation. I'd love to learn it all.
As Han Li thought this, his mind stirred. He activated his Heaven's Eye technique and looked toward the small building once more. Not far away, he saw a faint layer of cyan light blocking his view, enveloping the entire pavilion. As if it had been sealed under a giant inverted bowl, Han Li stepped forward again, extended a finger, and gave the cyan light a gentle poke. It felt soft and remarkably springy. When he pressed a little harder, a faint force pushed back.
The defensive power of this cyan light is truly impressive.
Han Li took out the talisman given to him by the Taoist in green and pressed it against the light barrier. The green screen immediately rippled with concentric circles, and finally a circular opening appeared, just large enough for Han Li to pass through. Han Li put the talisman away and strode toward the pavilion. Only then did the circular aperture slowly shrink, finally sealing completely, and the light barrier return to its original state. The pavilion before him wasn't particularly large, standing only about 10 zhang tall across its 2 stories. Still, its floor space was more than enough to comfortably house over a dozen people. Han Li stepped into the first-floor hall. Inside, aside from 2 square tables, there were only about a dozen wooden chairs. It was arranged with a simple, elegant austerity, truly possessing the unadorned purity of the cultivation path. As for the little monk named Kusang, he was sitting with his head bowed in an empty corner of the hall, eyes closed in meditation. As for the others, Han Li hadn't seen them. He took a few steps over to the monk and said,
Master Kusang, has priest Qingwen returned?
The young monk paid Han Li no mind, continuing to mutter under his breath. Only when Han Li's patience had worn thin did the monk finally open his eyes and say,
Please don't blame me, Benefactor Han. I was in the middle of reciting the Diamond Sutra and had reached a crucial passage, so I couldn't stop immediately to reply. I beg your forgiveness.
Not at all.
I admire people who are single-minded above all else.
Master Qingwen and the others are waiting for you on the 2nd floor, Benefactor Han. They instructed me to bring you up as soon as I saw you. It seems they need to speak with you.
What's with this little monk? If someone's looking for me, why didn't he just say so right away? So wishy-washy. I'd better steer clear of monks and the like from now on.
Han Li thought to himself, but his expression remained unchanged. He nodded and headed for the staircase near the main hall. As soon as he reached the 2nd floor, he saw the Blackwood and Blackgold brothers talking by the stairwell. Seeing Han Li approach, they immediately stopped talking and stepped forward to greet him.
Brother Han, Taoist Qingwen is waiting for you inside. Please follow us.
Han Li's expression remained placid. Without a word, he followed them as they wound their way down the corridor and entered a room. Everyone else was there, except for the monk, along with 2 strangers he didn't recognize. One was a grinning teenager of about 16 or 17, the other a plump, fair-skinned young man in his early 20s. So these 2 were the ones even Qingwen found a headache.
Brother Han, you're here. Come, have a seat.
Taoist Qingwen gestured courteously to a chair beside him, inviting Han Li to sit.
These 2 are Wu Juji of the Cloud Gate Sword and Huang Shaotin of the Stone-Breaking Drum.
I'm Wu Juji. The moment I laid eyes on you, brother, I felt an instant connection. Could it be we were destined to meet in a past life? Come on, let's become sworn brothers, share a cup of blood wine, and be brothers for life.
As soon as Priest Qingwen finished speaking, the grinning fellow darted over, lunging right up to Han Li. He grabbed Han Li's arm with one hand and declared with deep, heartfelt sincerity,
Being sworn brothers is fine, but could you keep your hands to yourself? I have no interest in pretty young boys.
Han Li's arm shot up in a flash, his hand snapping back to seize the other man's wrist. The hand had already slipped halfway into Han Li's robes.
That's strange. How did my hand end up in your robes, brother? He must have felt an instant connection with you, Brother Han, and couldn't wait to say hello.
The youth, caught red-handed by Han Li, was startled at first, then flushed red. After a few dry coughs and some half-hearted excuses, he slowly withdrew his wrist as if nothing had happened.
A cultivator, yet using a street thief's tricks to pick my pocket. That's rather interesting. His technique was quite masterful, though. If I hadn't cultivated similar secret arts myself, I probably wouldn't have noticed his sleight of hand. I imagine quite a few people in this room have suffered at his hands, haven't they?
So, young Hu, you've finally run into someone you can't mess with, huh? Caught red-handed by Brother Han, huh? So much for your top-tier thieving skills. Just a petty pickpocket after all.
I felt like it. What's it to you? You want me to pick your pocket again? I wouldn't even bother stealing from you. You don't have a single valuable thing on you. What are you even doing at the Tainan conference?
What did you just say, you little brat? We still haven't settled the score for you stealing from me last time.
Upon hearing this, Hu Pingu shot up from her chair. Her husband, Xiong Dali, though silent, placed a hand on the great blade at his back and glared at the youth with furious eyes. It was only later that Han Li learned that this Xiong Dali was a natural mute, so his wife handled all matters for him.
All right. We're all cultivators here. Harmony should be our priority. Both of you, take a step back and end this argument. Brother Wu, I know you only steal things for fun, and you always return the items to their owners. There's no real malice in it. But if you keep this up, you're going to land yourself in serious trouble one day. Not everyone you steal from is going to be so understanding. What if you cross someone from a cultivation clan? Even if we wanted to help you, we'd have no grounds to stand on. So it's best not to make jokes like that.